Sports Golf Tournament on Monday, June 9th at Wilderness Ridge. It's a four-man scramble starting at 11 a.m. that will feature former Husker greats, including Amon Green, Johnny Rogers, Niles Paul, Tony Davis, Adam Carricker, Vershawn Jackson, and more, with great prizes and great golf. Sponsorships are also available. Email Jake at theticketfm.com for more questions or sign your team up online at theticketfm.com. Early bird registration goes through April 20th and overall registration goes through May 30th. Are you a fan of local wine, craft beer, cider, or spirits? Don't miss SIP Nebraska's 12th anniversary celebration May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park and join others who share your passion for great drinks. Enjoy unlimited tastings, live music, delicious food, artisans, and lawn games as you celebrate Nebraska's vibrant beverage industry. And when you find one you love, you can buy a bottle to take home. Choose your ticket package at sipnebraska.com. The SIP Nebraska Spring Festival, a Blur event, May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park in Ashland. This is it, Husker fans, your final chance to see Nebraska baseball at home this season. It starts Tuesday, May 6th with a huge rivalry matchup against Creighton. Then it's a Big Ten showdown as the Huskers host Michigan May 9th through 11th. Every game matters and your support can make the difference. Great seats are still available, but they're going fast. Get your tickets today at huskers.com/tickets or by calling 1-800-8-BIG-RED. Tailored Landscapes is actively preparing for spring. Things like new tree orders, getting equipment ready, and training staff to serve you the best they can. If you haven't already planned, now is the perfect time to figure out a maintenance plan for your yard. Tailored Landscapes is on the brink of spring cleanups for all their existing customers, and they have limited spots available. They trim trees and shrubs when needed and only mulch proper amounts. Give Tailored Landscapes a call at 402-432-2572 to set up a meeting with one of their designers and stop by the Tailored Life store in Bennett.
Although we can't control the air we breathe outside our home, we can make a healthy difference inside, and all it takes is a call to Bryant. With healthy air options, Bryant can help you eliminate allergens, odors, and harmful chemicals, all while controlling indoor humidity levels at the same time. If it's time for a breath of fresh air inside, it's time to call Bryant. Breathe easy, breathe healthy. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Welcome to The Drive with A.D. Raff and Amon Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska eSports coach, Amon Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, welcome to this beautiful Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo.
It is
Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo. Brother Raff. Brother Swim.
it's a little
Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo. Like church version of Cinco.
I was gonna say it wasn't great. That wasn't your best work. It was good though.
Just kind of out of the air.
I know.
Actually, I didn't even know it was Cinco de Mayo until this morning. I woke up, I was like fifth. I was like, oh, it's Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo. We'll talk about that too. Rafferty, happy Cinco de Mayo. Happy May 5th down there in Huntsville, Alabama. How you doing, my brother?
No, not too bad. Just another fabulous Monday here in Huntsville, Alabama.
Nicholas,
Hello.
this is hour 4 for you.
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah.
I feel fine.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're pro at this now, though, bro.
No, I feel good. It was an exciting weekend, guys. The marathon obviously happened over the weekend. It was a great. I tweeted this out yesterday. It was beautiful outside yesterday. The weather, you could not have asked for anything better on a Sunday. But I sat there, or I was out at the marathon yesterday morning, then went and I went to Husker softball, walked over to Husker baseball as well yesterday. And you could not have asked for a better atmosphere or weather forecast for yesterday for all these events.
And you know what? I want to give a shout out to the Husker fan base. Greeted the Squires Sunday morning as they were leaving, and actually gave me a quick lift too. And found out when they got back later Sunday that the weekend was the biggest crowd, I think in the history, combined for the weekend for the Husker softball. So a big shout out to, I think it was close to 9,000 or something.
It was closer to 7,500.
7,500. So big shout out to them. They played well, but you couldn't ask for a better. I mean, the weather was just like, I was sitting outside like, this is ridiculous. I mean, it wasn't hot. It wasn't windy.
We're in this mode right now to where if it's nice like that outside, it's like, I don't care what I do outside. I just know I don't want to be inside.
Absolutely.
That was my mentality of like, you know what? Is there things I could do at the house? Yeah, sure. Probably. Right. And there's always things that you can do. One of my favorite quotes is Sundays have now turned into a day of progress. And I was like, man, that kind of allows you to think about, like, sit back on a Sunday. But there was also part of it to where I sat there yesterday and I was like, I just know that if it was February 15th today, I would not be able to be outside. And so we got to enjoy it.
That was a very random date you just picked out. I mean, just out of nowhere, right? February 15th.
Some cold day. I don't know.
And you know what you're saying, though? You're exactly right. And it's okay. Let me ask you this before I get to you, Raff, because I got some questions for you, Rafferty. Some good ones, interesting ones. When did you decide to go? Did you always have plans to go to the baseball game?
No, I decided about.
You just woke up. And it's like, you know what?
I woke up. I went to Walmart and picked up my grocery order, and then I went back to the house and I said, "Man, you know what? It's nice out here. I'm going to go cheer on my buddies that were running the marathon over the weekend."
That's right.
So I did that, and then I was like, okay, we had plans as buddies to go to the Husker baseball game no matter what, and I was like, okay, cool. So that's at 1:00 or whatever. But then I sat there and I was like, man, Husker softball starts at 11. And so I was like, I might as well go just be able to walk right over.
Hang out in the berm.
That is one of the greatest. We don't appreciate this layout enough.
Right.
We don't appreciate the layout enough to where Nebraska's softball and baseball fields are literally 10, 15, 20 yards away from each other.
Yeah.
And if the scheduling works out well to where you can just spend a day outside and the weather is nice enough like it was yesterday, I'm sure there was a large contingent that said, let's just go. Even if we show up halfway through the softball game and stay halfway through the baseball game, we can go there because they're affordable tickets. Number one. Number two is you just park and you just go and you just hang out. And I had a really good time just hanging out outside.
So the women's game, did you hang out the berm for the softball?
I just kind of made my walks. Since they have it open now to where you can kind of just walk, and the new bleachers and everything, it's cool to be able to, and that's one of my favorite things about Haymarket, about Hawks Field, is because you can just walk around. So it's you just walk around the entire time, and it's a good time just to be able to just enjoy outdoors.
It was a great day. Speaking of outdoors, before I get to you, Rafferty, Big Daddy Travis, good morning, homeboy. He goes, what a great weekend. Friday, golfed 18 holes at Hidden Valley. Good for you, my man. Saturday, full of softball. Sunday, coached my son's soccer team and watched my daughter's softball team take home first place after 10 innings. Good. That's a great weekend, Big Daddy Travis. Congratulations to your daughter, David Renew. AD was definitely outside yesterday.
Yeah, for like 8 hours.
Dude, I got home from church. I got on my deck at 11:15, turned on the softball game, and I was outside. I went inside to grab stuff, but I literally shut it down last night after the Golden State game about 10 o'clock. I sent you guys that in the group text. I shut off the lights at 10:15. I stayed outside, ate lunch out there.
Hold on, look, I can tell you the timestamp. 10:14 p.m.
Yep.
AD shut the lights off on the deck.
Turn off the lights. That's exactly what Golden State did to Houston too, which we'll discuss later on. But yeah, it was a beautiful day outside. OJCJ, AD is pumped after kickboxing today. Yeah, I did, man. It felt good to be back.
That's good.
Obviously I can't kick. Yeah. So I just walked in place when they did that. But OJCJ, man, it was a good double up. Did cardio first, 7 o'clock class, which I love that, Mick.
I love it too.
I was blessed to see Nicole Essink this morning. She was at that the Yankee Ridge location. Then I went and lifted weights, seen my My Husker brother Brandon Stye,
Oh,
Nebraska
nice.
offensive lineman. That's my morning buddy. We see each other in the mornings because it's me and him and the gray hairs at that time of day in the gym. Got a quick lift in and got down here. Rafferty, you had a graduation. First of all, congratulations to your stepdaughter, man. For
Not quite. A couple more months.
Well, you're sure hold on that. Goodness, you said not quite.
Well, no, I did. I do that for her. I don't think she's quite to the stepdaughter point yet. So
Gotcha.
we'll get there. We'll get there.
We're just going to say big congrats to her. We'll say that.
There we go.
Graduate University of Alabama. Raff was like, Nick was like, whoa,
Hey.
whoa, Kimosabi.
Oh.
I'm not going to call him dad. Nobody said you had to call him dad, Brennan.
That's stepbrothers.
That's stepbrothers.
Okay, this week I'm telling you, I'm watching it. I promise you guys.
I feel like we've heard this one before.
If I don't,
is this deja vu?
If I don't do it this week, I owe each you 500 push-ups on call.
$500, and we'll take that.
No. 500 push-ups.
I could care less about 500 push-ups, AD. Come on now.
I'm going to watch it.
Okay.
So, Raff, tell us about the graduation, because it was a very unique graduation there in Tuscaloosa, man, that you talked about. Dave Renew, I promise you, not going to be empty promises. David, I burned my inner Nick today. 1,065 calories this morning.
Ooh, wow.
Nick, I thought of you when you sent us that text. I was like, you know what? I was hovering around 8:30, 8:40.
Yeah.
I said, AD.
Which text?
The one you sent it was a few weeks
back.
back.
A few weeks ago, yeah.
And I started thinking, I was like, I'm gonna call it. It was about 8:40, 8:50 on the calendar. I'm like, no, AD,
let's get to work.
Be like Swim. Be like Swim.
don't be like that. Swim. If you want to be like Swim, you'd start taking walks around Holmes Lake. Anyway,
so Rafferty.
AD, before we talk about the graduation, since you're not kicking at kickboxing and you're just boxing, does this mean that you will be challenging Clyde Johnson to a match here soon?
Hell no. I was thinking about Clyde this morning when I was in the ring because he inspires the heck out of me. Little bro inspires me. We're going to have him back on. And by the way, me and my boy Troy Bothy watched that fight Saturday night. And Clyde, folks, I can't wait. Dude, he hit that dude so hard, I don't think he knew where he was at.
Yeah.
Because I was watching that one and the Canelo fight. The Canelo fight I was paying attention to, but they'll replay that in case you missed something.
Yeah.
I was dialed in on Clyde's fight. Raff, he hit that dude, and the dude just went to his knee like he's like, I'm done. I am done. So yeah, he hit him hard. But I was thinking about Clyde this morning. So Raff, okay, so tell us about the graduation there at Roll Tide Country, man.
It was the greatest and easiest graduation that I've ever been to. They walk in, the president speaks, and the one other person gets up and says, these people are ready to be doctors, the nurses and the doctors. And then they just start announcing the names. Once they announce the name, they come up on stage, take their diploma, and they shoo them right out of the building, and you can leave. So
Raff, that is the most unique part, because you guys just dipped then, right?
Oh, yeah, it was great. We were there for, maybe an hour at the most, maybe.
So, Raff, you didn't have any desire to stay and clap for the rest of the people that were waiting?
No, zero, no.
Me and you both, I'm like, I'm out of here.
It was awesome. The only thing that would have, I guess, been horrible is if
your name was Zetterman
all the way at the very back, and then
that would have been real bad.
Just me and you, kid.
Yeah. And last but not least, no.
At the beginning of the graduation, the entire arena, it's not packed, of course, but and that's another thing. I was stunned by Alabama's basketball arena. I would take probably the John Prost Gymnasium over Alabama's arena. I was stunned.
Wow.
But it is not what you would expect for Alabama for the money they have and being an SEC school. I was stunned. Bob Devaney Sports Center, you could play men's basketball there, and it would be 10 times better than Alabama's arena.
Raff and Nick, let me ask you guys.
That's not what Nate Oates says. The head coach for Alabama.
He's going to say anything with that check.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
This is awesome. This is Madison Square Garden South.
There's just no place better than Tuscaloosa.
Yeah. Why do you guys think that? Real serious question, though, fellas. And Nick, I'll start with you. Why do you think that Alabama has not upgraded their facilities with the tens of millions that football program has brought in?
Go ahead, Raff.
Well, they have when you walk in, the baseball stadium, top notch, and then they got the Mal Moore nutrition and the athletic complex where the football field, the indoor football field's at, and the practice facility. It's all amazing looking. And even the basketball arena from the outside looks really, really nice. And then you walk in and you're just like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. They don't have any type of skyboxes. They have like 5 little like office rooms that
Interesting.
It was unreal. Like I was stunned.
I wonder if they're trying to preserve history, right? But I a lot of places will try to do that. Nebraska essentially did that for a while with the Devaney, where they kept the wooden bleachers up top and they wanted to preserve kind of that retro feel. I also just don't know, guys, how much do facilities drive recruiting nowadays? Like it's that old conversation where it's in like the 2010 to 2017, that was the biggest buzz of who's got the best facilities, who's got the newest stuff, who's building a new facility. While it still matters a lot now, I think NIL has obviously overtaken as the number one driving factor. But then also, I would also throw in there that I think winning is more important than ever right now. Recency bias is more important than everything right now. And if you're not winning in the last 5 years, you're going to have a tough time recruiting and staying competitive with the top tier talent. More so than facilities, because naturally it's all that ripple effect. If you win, you're going to have money to invest in facilities. Then if you have good facilities, it's going to allow you to keep on winning. And then if you keep on winning, you're going to have NIL investment, and NIL investment continues to bring in talent. It's just this ripple effect in whatever order, right? You can label those A, B, and C, and whether the combination of success is BAC or CBA, whatever it might be, it somehow funnels and works together. But if one of those things are not, more importantly, if NIL investment's not there, or you're not winning as of late, or you don't have a clear vision, then, you can have the best facilities in the world, but if you don't have a coach that can develop dudes, or if you don't have talent and you can't recruit on a consistent basis and you have no stability, then yeah, great, cool. You got facilities. A lot of guys love to visit them. Not a lot of guys like to make it their home.
When you think about Alabama too, basketball wise, they've been kind of up and down.
Sure.
They've been had like that steady success. Obviously, they're not like a blue blood that has done well every year. They've been kind of up and down basketball. And there's really, Raff, in my opinion, when you look back at the records, not just my opinion, either they've been, outstanding or just like also ran. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. To your point, I think it's like, okay, let's keep this consistent. Let's keep getting these recruits in, and we'll think about upgrading the facilities
100%.
and facelifting it that way.
Yeah. I think it's a lot of guys. What is an AD prioritize? Like, what if you're if you're Greg Byrne, Greg Byrne, if you're him, like, what do you prioritize right now? Are you prioritizing football in ahead of year 2 of a new head coach of, when that's your biggest moneymaker and is the most nationally relevant program potentially in all of sports? Yeah, potentially, maybe. And then has Nate Oates done enough to where Alabama basketball warrants upgrades like that we're talking about? I don't know. Obviously, since we're not boots on the ground there, we couldn't tell you and give a proper opinion. So maybe, this is all speculation, but I just think that ultimately, when it's all said and done, there's the chain effect, there's the ripple down effect, and it all can work together. And in a program like Alabama, if you're winning at football, you're going to get better facilities, and then you get better coaches, and you have a clear vision of what you want to do. And the consistency will go. Nebraska volleyball is a perfect example of this. To bring it back home, I mentioned it earlier on the show of like Nebraska made the transition to an established Division I coach. It's not like Danny Busboom Kelly is an up and coming assistant, or this is her first Power 5 job. Like this is somebody that Nebraska took from another Power 5 nationally relevant, nationally prominent institution. So you don't expect the wheels to fall off. You don't expect there to be a whole lot of discombobulation through this transition, which there hasn't been. And then you add on the fact that she's from Nebraska, played here, and was an assistant here. It hopefully just smoothens and softens the landing for when she has fully taken over.
Yeah, it's a lot of excitement in just college sports and doing a lot of unknowns. So you guys, I'm still heavily, and we'll talk about this more later in the week, but I'm heavily anticipating this decision that's going to be passed down the NCAA House bill, the settlement. So that is on the horizon. It should be this week.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that takes place, or if they take another extension on it. We'll see what happens with that. We got a lot to discuss. Nick, I did peek out when you guys first started the show this morning with the Kentucky Derby. I definitely want to play that clip again.
Oh,
because
yeah.
I know some people haven't heard that. So we come back. There are some interesting facts about the Kentucky Derby that just blew me away on Saturday as the race was approaching. With that. Folks, it is a beautiful Monday. AG is traveling today, so safe travels to him as he goes to Dallas and takes care of business there. Rafferty's in Huntsville. Me and Nick here are beautiful downtown, 1040 O Street. Come down and grab some coffee or a beverage, read a book or whatever.
Sun is shining.
Oh, it's great outside.
The trees have leaves.
Yes.
It was like 2 weeks ago. They were bare as bones.
Bald as my head.
Yep. I wasn't going to say it. But since you said it, I can. They were as bald as AD's head.
Trees bald on AD's head.
And now here they are out of nowhere. They're luscious.
Luscious like Nick's hair. Yeah,
no, they're not receding. Anyway.
Folks, we will be back on this Cinco de Mayo Monday. It's a drive.
Are you buying a home? Westgate Bank understands that you need to make important decisions during your home buying journey. Our local lenders in Lincoln and Omaha make themselves available so you can get the information you need to know. Use our mobile mortgage app to manage your transaction from pre-qualification to closing, no matter where you are. Get the service and convenience you want from a local community bank where our interest is you. Learn more and visit us online at westgate.bank. Westgate Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus. Garage doors and more. At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. Tailored Landscapes is actively preparing for spring. Things like new tree orders, getting equipment ready, and training staff to serve you the best they can. If you haven't already planned, now is the perfect time to figure out a maintenance plan for your yard. Tailored Landscapes is on the brink of spring cleanups for all their existing customers, and they have limited spots available. They trim trees and shrubs when needed and only mulch proper amounts. Give Tailored Landscapes a call at 402-432-2572 to set up a meeting with one of their designers and stop by the Tailored Life store in Bennett. Make plans to join 93.7 The Ticket and the Amon Green Foundation for the first annual Nebraska Esports Golf Tournament on Monday, June 9th at Wilderness Ridge. It's a four-man scramble starting at 11 a.m. that will feature former Husker greats, including Amon Green, Johnny Rogers, Niles Paul, Tony Davis, Adam Carricker, Vershawn Jackson, and more, with great prizes and great golf. Sponsorships are also available. Email Jake at theticketfm.com for more questions or sign your team up online at theticketfm.com. Early bird registration goes through April 20th and overall registration goes through May 30th.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Summertime is here. It's time to get to Brown's Shoe Fit for their May sandal sale. From now through May 31st, get $15 off all regular price sandals. Whether it's for hiking, for the lake, or just everyday sandals, Brown's has you covered. And don't forget, Brown's carries a large arrangement of sizes and widths to fit your feet properly. Start your summer off right with the May sandal sale at Brown's Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln. Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's schwisow.com.
Support Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach on Give to Lincoln Day. Your gift will be received by a portion of Lincoln Community Foundation's matching fund. Homelessness is a complex problem facing our community. By working together, we can find solutions. Your donation for Give to Lincoln Day moves us closer to ensuring that everyone in Lincoln has a safe place to sleep at night. Because of your generosity, hope lives here. Give anytime through May 29th at givetolincoln.com.
You grew up on cereal for breakfast and you graduated into drinking coffee at some point as an adult. Now there's a place in Lincoln where you can stay caffeinated but eat like you used to. Control Coffee and Cereal Bar brings Saturday morning vibes to every day with locally roasted specialty coffees, Lotus energy drinks, and tons of breakfast cereals with toppings. And did we mention they have video games to play while you're there too? Control Coffee and Cereal Bar open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the weekends at 15th and Pine Lake.
A smoke-free environment is the only way to fully protect from the dangers of secondhand smoke. That's why smoke-free policies are so important to me. Whether it's in my car, apartment building, or when I'm dining outdoors, there's no place for secondhand smoke or e-cigarette aerosol. Breathe easier knowing the facts. Visit smokefree.ne.gov. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Early break.
Get run over, something's going to happen. But as you got closer to him, you saw he was wearing a big smile. And I thought, oh, he's got this totally under control. my whole opinion changed of the situation. It did. I thought, there's this crazy guy out in the middle of the road. He's got to get this figured out. And then when I saw his smile, I was like, oh no, he's got everything figured out. He's got it all figured out. I mean,
with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Bush from 6 to 9 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Amon Gray on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back. Secretariat. Nick, let's play that clip.
We're just going right into it.
Let's just dive right in, man.
We go.
Neo Equos is the leader at the top of the stretch. Journalism is on the move as they turn for home, and Sovereignty is coming with him on the outside. The two of them go right by with a furlong to run. Journalism and Sovereignty, nose to nose, down to the last 16th of a mile. Sovereignty has taken the lead. Journalism is second toward the inside. Baez is third, but it will be Sovereignty to rule the Kentucky Derby. Journalism and Baez over next. Final Gambit was fourth. The final time was 2:02.31 seconds.
The most exciting 2.5 minutes in all of sports. The Kentucky Derby. We saw it. Sovereignty, the 3-year-old horse, wins the 151st Kentucky Derby. Junior Alvarado, Sovereignty's jockey, wins his first Kentucky Derby. Sovereignty, I mentioned this fun fact earlier, trained by a 71-year-old man named William Mott, who was born in Mobridge, South Dakota. William Mott. But yeah, this is Sovereignty wins the 151st Kentucky Derby. You mentioned Secretariat, first time in history where every single horse that participated was a descendant of the same horse, and they were all descendants of Secretariat.
Is Secretariat still alive?
No.
No. He's been dead a long time. I do know that. Secretariat up in heaven going, that's my horse.
Yeah.
Instead of that's my dog, that's my horse.
He's up there going, I'm going to win the Kentucky Derby. Part of me is going to win the Kentucky Derby.
Well done, my seed.
Yeah, right.
Well
right?
done. Remember I used to talk about planting seed all the time, Raff, back in the day, man?
Let's not go back to it. Let's not go back to it.
Oh my God.
Let's
not
go back to it.
There's nothing wrong with a natural thing at Secretariat.
That's right.
He's got a mighty strong offspring. It wasn't like 2 or 3 horses.
Oh,
Secretariat was something ever like, all of those are mine.
Well, so that's I mean, to that point, in all seriousness, one of the notes and storylines out of it was the favorite, the betting favorite ahead of the race was Journalism. At one point, he was 3-1 odds. He closed, I think, at 7-2 on the odds. Journalism, who finished second. But and it was one of those things, another situation to where we saw it with like Rich Strike, we saw it with Mystic Dan 2 years ago now, where the betting favorite doesn't always win. And we saw it this season with Journalism, where going into it on paper, he has all the intangibles. And like, I'm talking about him like he's a running back, like he's got all the intangibles, but in reality, he does. And he came from a pedigree standpoint, came from one of the best pedigrees you can. But now, once again, Curlin, he's a descendant of, has never bred a horse that's won the Kentucky Derby.
Right.
And that's who Journalism was. And so it's just one of those fascinating storylines, Raffy, to where it's on paper, Journalism should have won by a landslide. In real life, you have Sovereignty out of the 18 spot that was ended up being the winner of the 151st Derby.
Yeah, it's wild. You can go back and you can look at the pedigrees of these horses, just the price that they probably paid just to get this horse. So his dad was related to Affirmed, his mom Seattle Slew, Bridled. I mean, just all these great horses in the past, history of horse racing, and yeah, it's wild. And that stat of Secretariat, unreal.
It's fascinating when you really dive deep into it. And 3 or 4 years ago, I would have never spent time, and maybe this is a right hand up, this is on me. Like, I would have never spent time deep diving into just like the pedigree of horses and the jockeys and how they select jockeys, and understanding that what makes a good jockey is understanding the horse and when is the right time to strike it. And like things like that. I've learned so much over the last 4 years. I'm never going to call myself an expert, but I'm sitting here and we're able to have a professional conversation about it, an informative conversation about it. Because if you watch it and give credit to Junior Alvarado, who I want to talk about in just a second specifically, who was the jockey on Sovereignty, because he knew that even with less than a quarter of a mile remaining in the race, that that wasn't the right time to get going. It was Citizen Bull was out in first place for a little over half of the first half mile or so. But ultimately, he knew that, okay, with about 20/10 of a mile to go in the race, that's when we start kicking it. And he did it. And with, like I said, with a quarter of a mile left in the race, Sovereignty wasn't in the top 5. He was not in the top 5. He made his move late. He came around the outside. Journalism rushed it. He ended up beating him by 1.5 lengths. And so it was really, really special to see. And the call, I mean, we cannot get enough of the Kentucky Derby calls, guys.
Go right by with a furlong to run. Journalism and Sovereignty, nose to nose, down to the last 16th of a mile. Sovereignty has taken the lead. Journalism is second toward the inside. Baez is third, but it will be Sovereignty to rule the Kentucky Derby. Journalism and Baez over next. Final Gambit was fourth. The final time was 2:02.31 seconds.
I mean, the final call gives you chills. It's one of those things every year. You don't have to be a big horse racing fan. You don't have to know a lot about it. You don't even have to spend money to wager on it. It's just one of those where if you're a fan of sport and competition, hearing that voice, you just know it's a pretty big moment.
Was looking up about Bill Mott in 1967, 14 years old. He got hooked on the sport. He convinced his dad, who was a veterinarian, to pay $320 for a horse and to train it. His dad cleared out a pasture at his dad's clinic, and turned into a racetrack, and Ahmad ended up winning his first race before he graduated from high school.
My goodness.
You know, think about the Kentucky. I think, you know, Raff, besides all the pageantry, the traditions, because it's literally like the masters of horse racing. You know what I'm saying? There's all sorts of horse races to go on throughout the year. There's a lot of golf tournaments go out the year, but this is the granddaddy of them all. Raff, you think about all that goes into this and how much sweat, blood, and tears go into just the race itself. The question I had, they were talking about how some horses are better equipped because of their pedigree to run in muddy conditions than others.
Yeah, no, that weather on Saturday, that played a key factor, you know, in the race. So you have to look, okay, this horse is a little bit of a mudder. This horse doesn't do as well in mud. Even the one horse that they had to scratch, one of Baffert's horses, they had to scratch because the way that if it would have stayed dry, they would have been able to run the horse. But since it was all wet, they had to scratch him. Just stuff like that. It's just crazy.
Yeah, that's what a part of it was. And I kind of got made fun of it on the other show on Friday because I was mentioning like the horses that are, it's all right, bless you, are born and trained in California. They aren't used to the conditions of like, of Churchill Downs and Kentucky. And so as silly and stupid as it sounds, it plays a factor, and you have to worry about health. And like, is a horse catching a fever the morning of the race and things like that because of the weather conditions? All those play a factor into it, and horses can scratch pretty quick. And you can expect one day, you know, the day before, we're ready to go, everything's good, and the next day, if they wake up with a fever or whatever the case may be, you got no choice.
Okay, I'm going to ask you guys a question because I don't know. Some people that are enthusiasts be like, well, that's a dumb question. I just don't know the answer. Do they train those horses, Raff and Nick, in various conditions? Inclement weather, muddy tracks, dry tracks. Do they do that, or they do? And text line, let me know, because I honestly don't know this. If they train horses in various conditions, Raff, do you know that at all, bro?
I wouldn't know to the extent. I would guess that, you know, when it's raining outside and they have to do their conditioning for the day, they probably. But you really, I guess, you kind of don't.
I think a lot of this. So I
have no idea.
I was reading an article. on NBC Sports Saturday morning about this, actually, because the track and the way it was set up and the conditions were obviously very notable. It talked about how a lot of the horses that are born in warmer climates and are trained in warmer climates, that in order to keep them comfortable, they can't. Light rain. I mean, we're talking about millions of dollars invested into this horse that you want to keep them comfortable. You don't want to put the jockey in harm's way. You don't want to put the trainer in harm's way. And so you don't want to stress out the horse, especially a couple of weeks before a massive race that the winner takes home $3.1 million of the $5 million prize purse. And so it's one of those things of it. You have to, I was in the article, it talked about how light rain was acceptable, but for the most part, they try to keep the conditions as pristine and perfect for the specific horse, because it's all about keeping the horse comfortable and not letting the emotions flare up.
Latex Mallard from MySpace. Thank you, brother. He goes, they train the horses in all kinds of track, but it's also about the horse's strength.
Bingo.
Risk assessment.
Risk assessment is the perfect adjective to use, because it's do you want to risk the horse slipping and maybe hurting something, or like I said, stressing out the horse is a massive thing. I was learning a lot about how they fly the horses out there, and they have these.
Thought about
that. They how they fly them.
It, so they're not taking a pickup truck.
So they fly. There was talks about.
I had no idea.
Hey, reports are that Sovereignty's driving down I-80 past the Waverly exit right now. If you want to stop on by,
load up the old.
Hey, Sovereignty's pulled over getting gas at Shoemakers.
Load up the old Ford F-250. Put the trailer on back. Let's ride. We're going to Kentucky.
That shows you how much I know. No. I seriously thought they rolled them up in the truck.
So it was crazy because one of the things was that they were talking about how they have specific crates designed to put these horses in the bottom of the plane. There's a place in the bottom of the plane for the trainer or the jockey or a team member to ride to keep the horse comfortable while it's a plane. And they said that it's built, the crate and the planes are built to where it feels like they're driving down the interstate, that they don't realize that they're in the plane. Dude, that is it's just incredible when you have so much invested into these things.
I am 51 years old. and we can learn something every day. I had no idea they flew the horses to the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
I thought them jokers were just like Raff said in the pickup.
Yeah.
Okay, so latex mount. Let me know. He says, look up. Okay, making sure before I read
No,
it.
hey. I think it's instead of Air Force One, it's Air Horse One.
Yeah, before you notice I paused first. I was like, no.
Hey, they just know.
Raff,
They
I
just
was
know
like,
that they can
do
get
not
you.
anything on that monitor.
That's not Isobel. You're safe.
Yeah. Text line on a serious note, if you know of any good documentaries on horse racing and racing horses on Netflix, that they give you a life in the day or something, text and let us know, because I seriously would love to learn more about this.
It's fascinating. Like this is the year that I've been more into this than I ever have been, and I have no problem admitting it. I went over. I put $10 on Citizen Bull to win, just because it was a Baffert horse, and I was like, this man's he won in 2021 illegally. He cheated. But then here he is trying to go for his 7th official win at the Run for the Roses. And I like Citizen Bull because I felt like 20-1 odds isn't horrible, but whatever. That's beside the point. I found myself genuinely invested emotionally into this, just learning about this.
It's intriguing, man.
Oh man.
Text line, let us know if Craig said Nick is all knowledge. No, Nick did some research, Craig. He did some research.
It was crazy.
And he seriously didn't know either, because I had no idea. The flying, the upkeep.
Yeah.
I seriously, if you know any Netflix or YouTube, I know YouTube would have some, but I'm just intrigued by this, because what's the next one coming, the big one in May later this month?
So it's May. So the
17th?
Preakness, yes, the Preakness Stakes is on May 17th, and so this is where
my son gets married that day, so I'm going to watch the horse race instead. No,
not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
Have it on my phone, Raff.
Go ahead and tell him that. Yeah, sorry, son. But no, so it's yeah. And daughter.
You want this thing paid for or not?
yeah. Hey. That needs a touchdown.
We
Anyway,
all got a lot riding on this.
So Sovereignty will now have the chance, if his team decides to compete in the Preakness, if he's able to, he'll be able to try and complete the Triple Crown coming up in the Preakness Stakes on May 17th. The last horse to accomplish the Triple Crown was Justify in the year 2019.
I remember that.
The Triple Crown, for those that are interested and just curious, it's the 3 races of Belmont Stakes, the Kentucky Derby, and then obviously the Preakness. So those are the 3 races that are that combine to make the Triple Crown. And Sovereignty won at Belmont, won at the Derby, and now here has a chance if they decide to. Because heck, a 2-week turnaround is pretty quick. A 2-week or a 3-week turnaround is pretty quick, and when you're doing that, and so whether or not they want to try to race in the Preakness, we'll see if that actually comes to fruition.
Before we go to break, JP, thanks a lot. He goes, there's one that just came out on Netflix. It's called Race for the Crown. I am going to check that out, man. For sure. I want to see that. Richie Rich, what's up, brother? Read this first. There we go. Vandenberg from Columbus, I believe, trained horses in Kentucky Derby years ago. Same family as Vandenberg Golf Course. Oh, cool. Same family as Vandenberg Golf Course. Latex Mallet, I think we might take you up on that. He says, reach out, come out to the farm. We'll definitely check that out.
Yeah.
Folks, before we go to break, we always want to talk about how we have these segments with our partnerships and teammates. This segment is brought to you by Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jack has been a well-respected representative since 1999. Can help protect your home, your vehicle, your family, or even your future. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100 or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you. I know Raff's got an announcement about Jack later on. We'll discuss that as well as we close for his RGT later, because when we come back, we got some history to discuss. It's The Drive, 93.7 Ticket.
Get ready for the largest dirt late model event in Nebraska, race fans. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is heading to Eagle Raceway's High Bank Heist on Thursday, May 15th through Saturday, May 17th. See the greatest dirt late model stars in the country compete for $10,000 to win on both Thursday and Friday, and an enormous $50,000 to win 75-lap main event on Saturday. The High Bank Heist, May 15th through May 17th at Eagle Raceway. For more info, visit eagleraceway.com. Let's go Lucas Oil Late Model Racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street.
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Summertime is here. It's time to get to Brown's Shoe Fit for their May sandal sale. From now through May 31st, get $15 off all regular price sandals. Whether it's for hiking, for the lake, or just everyday sandals, Browns has you covered. And don't forget, Browns carries a large arrangement of sizes and widths to fit your feet properly. Start your summer off right with the May Sandal Sale at Brown's Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln. Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more. Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here, summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
This is it, Husker fans, your final chance to see Nebraska baseball at home this season. It starts Tuesday, May 6th with a huge rivalry matchup against Creighton. Then it's a Big Ten showdown as the Huskers host Michigan May 9th through 11th. Every game matters and your support can make the difference. Great seats are still available, but they're going fast. Get your tickets today at huskers.com/tickets or by calling 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
Support Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach on Give to Lincoln Day. Your gift will be received by a portion of Lincoln Community Foundation's matching fund. Homelessness is a complex problem facing our community. By working together, we can find solutions. Your donation for Give to Lincoln Day moves us closer to ensuring that everyone in Lincoln has a safe place to sleep at night. Because of your generosity, hope lives here. Give anytime through May 29th at givetolincoln.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
Breathe easier inside your home with Bryant. Eliminate allergens and odors and control humidity too. For a breath of fresh air, call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Early break.
Get run over, something's going to happen. But as you got closer to him, you saw he was wearing a big smile. And I thought, oh, he's got this totally under control. my whole opinion changed of the situation. It did. I thought, there's this crazy guy out in the middle of the road. He's got to get this figured out. And then when I saw his smile, I was like, oh no, he's got everything figured out. He's got it all figured out. I mean,
with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Bush from 6 to 9 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Amon Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back. We've got some history to discuss. Raff, I'm going to let you start it off with the history, my man.
All right. This date, 1973, staying with the horse racing. The 99th Kentucky Derby was won by the greatest horse in the history of the world, Secretariat. He ran the fastest Kentucky Derby at 159.4. You ask, what did Sovereignty run on Saturday? 202.31.
Ooh, 3 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah,
That is a lot. That's a major difference.
It's a long time. Yeah, that's a lot of time different.
But to hold the record for 52 years now.
Yeah.
All the horses that have came through, just unreal horse. I believe he won by 31 lengths when he won the Derby back in 73.
31 lengths, and this one was won by a length and a half.
And I believe that the second place horse has the second fastest time in the history of the Kentucky Derby.
Goodness. That's incredible. That's incredible. It was good, guys. Like I can't get over enough. Like I'm surprised that I find it so interesting and intriguing, in all honesty, because I never thought I would. But yeah, like I find myself like, okay, I got to make plans for the Preakness. Here we go.
You know what, Nick and Raff? Here's the thing with me, though. And I've done this for the past number of years, at least past 4. For like a week and a half, 2 weeks until the Belmont, Belmont, then Kentucky, and then
Preakness.
The Preakness. And then after Preakness, I'm like, then I don't think about it again. Yeah. I want to learn more about, not necessarily the racing, but just how would they go through them. And Latex, I think that was Latex that sent us the movie about, the documentary on it. It's just because horses are just beautiful, powerful animals. And my daughter was asking me, she goes, "Dad, when's the last time you were on a horse?" Well, our family went to Fort Morgan? Which right by the Black Hills? That Fort something up there.
I don't know. I only know
Fort Robinson. No,
yes,
Fort Robinson.
I only know forts that are south.
Yes. It's Fort Robinson. It's clear up northeast Nebraska.
Fort Junction, Fort Scott.
Yeah, northwest Nebraska. Fort Robinson. And that was the last time I rode a horse. And I think the boys were probably only, it's been at least 15, 16 years ago. And we rode, but that was the last time I've been on a horse. And that's been 15, 16 years ago. But they're so
I've never rode a horse.
We need to hook up with Latex Mallard, man. He's got horses out of this place, he said.
I don't know. We'll see. One of the fascinating things that I did not get to talk about the jockey was that I wanted to mention specifically to you guys was the jockey. Goodness sakes, Junior Alvarado. I struggle to talk.
David's text.
No, it's okay. You can laugh at me.
No, David's
it's okay.
Text, when you see it,
there's a lot of mess ups that I've done. Junior Alvarado, Sovereignty's jockey. He fell off. He got knocked off a horse back in the middle of March. Was in the hospital for a couple of weeks. At that time, all communication between Mott, the trainer,
great story.
all communication between William Mott, the trainer of Sovereignty's team, it just stopped. Nobody was answering the phone. And so Junior Alvarado, who's from Venezuela, his father was a jockey, raced in the Kentucky Derby and stuff. His lifetime goal was just to ride a horse in the Derby. And he was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to do that this year. All the communication while he was in the hospital stopped, but the day after he was released from the hospital, William Mott called Junior Alvarado, the jockey, and said, "There is no doubt in my mind that you're the right guy to ride Sovereignty. You're going to be the jockey in the Derby." And so it was up in the air in Junior Alvarado's mind whether or not he was even going to be able to participate as a jockey in this thing. I did find it funny, guys. Hopefully you guys watched like the pregame or the jockey walkout, because it was like we were watching Sunday Night Football for the Kentucky Derby when all the jockeys were introducing themselves. I was like, is this Sunday Night Football? Where it's like Junior Alvarado, Venezuela. And it's like Nick Sainert, Lincoln, Nebraska. And it was like they pulled up the pictures, and I'm like, man, this is like, I feel like we should be listening to Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth talk about the Kentucky Derby right now.
And Nick and Raff, they were so little, you want to just pick them up and hug them.
Yeah. They're all like 5'5".
Come here, you little jockey.
Oh my gosh, it was incredible.
Get on that horse.
Oh, it was incredible.
I want to pick them up, just cradle and put them up there.
Either way, it was good stuff.
It's just fascinating though, Nick. I mean, just all the back ends that go into this, something that lasts literally 2 minutes or less.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, it's just mind blowing to me.
I know we've played it a couple of times, but
It will be sovereignty to rule the Kentucky Derby. Journalism in my ace over next. Final gambit was fourth. The final time was 2:02.
The ability, I'll say this from a broadcaster's sense, the ability to yell like that while still having control is something that I'll say I appreciate, just because you're able to yell and be that excited. And as he's talked for, essentially 2.5 minutes straight, it's the ability to then control your breathing to then where you can clearly, to where you can clearly illustrate who's in first, who's in second, who's in third, who's in fourth, to where that from a broadcaster sense, it's really, really cool. We got a lift kit out there.
Nick, that looks like a kind of car I drew when I was in third grade.
I threw it up on the screen here in just a moment, but
no, that car is not cool.
It's not cool.
No,
I don't know.
I used to draw cars like that in third grade.
It barely can get going. It's struggling to get through the light here at 11th and 0.
Hey, no, to each their own. No disrespect, but no, I'm not rolling.
The Chevy Silverado that was behind it was like, all right, let's get this moving. Let's get it moving.
Let's get it going.
What do you have for history today, AD?
I was laughing at DF's text, man. That's why I was not what you're talking.
Oh, I know.
Just I screw up talking. Heck no, I ain't.
No, it's okay. People make fun of me.
Does DF had me laughing on here? He goes, hey, I'm not even going to read it, DF. You know that. Cole M, yes, we did. We talked about that too, man. The crazy stat. Appreciate you texting in. All the horse that direct lineage to Secretariat. Yeah. Absolutely. With that. In Husker history, this is interesting as it shows you how things have changed. In 1920, folks, Nebraska's return to the Missouri Valley Conference is delayed by a year because the Huskers scheduled a game against Rutgers at New York's Polo Grounds, and the conference rules required at that time that games would only take place on a college campus.
Wow.
Think about how some of these bowl games would not exist if they still kept that same rule. You can't play. A lot of them wouldn't exist as far as that goes.
Most of them,
Most of them would not.
You can't play in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Stadium.
Nope. Can't play at the Rose Bowl. Can't play at Yankee. You couldn't play in Dallas. In Jerry's World, the Red River Shootout couldn't take place at the State Fair.
Yeah.
So it shows you how things have changed
crazy.
In all those years.
When we come back, we will have to talk. Nebraska about 30 minutes ago got a commit that we've just haven't talked about.
B-ball or football?
Football.
Cool, because there was a big basketball recruit in town
that's correct.
That leaves today as well. We'll discuss
big, literally and figuratively.
We'll talk about him too, folks. When we come back, we got Raff Holden down in Huntsville. Me and Nick here at the Mothership. We'll be back on this Cinco de Mayo.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn. Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
This is it, Husker fans, your final chance to see Nebraska baseball at home this season. It starts Tuesday, May 6th with a huge rivalry matchup against Creighton. Then it's a Big Ten showdown as the Huskers host Michigan May 9th through 11th. Every game matters, and your support can make the difference. Great seats are still available, but they're going fast. Get your tickets today at huskers.com/tickets or by calling 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
Support Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach on Give to Lincoln Day. Your gift will be received by a portion of Lincoln Community Foundation's matching fund. Homelessness is a complex problem facing our community. By working together, we can find solutions. Your donation for Give to Lincoln Day moves us closer to ensuring that everyone in Lincoln has a safe place to sleep at night. Because of your generosity, hope lives here. Give anytime through May 29th at givetolincoln.com.
National Electrical Safety Month is held every May to raise awareness about the importance of staying safe around electricity. Visit les.com/safety for safety tips on power lines, tree trimming, storms, and so much more.
Hey, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. It's official. Wedding season is here, and we know that every detail counts. From bridal party gifts to the finishing touches for the bride and groom, discover our exclusive selection of watches and fine jewelry. Did you know we even offer in-house engraving? Celebrate your special day with a personal touch and a timeless gift they'll cherish forever. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
The end of the school year is drawing near, which means graduation parties are coming soon. Are you prepared for hosting? Führer's Cheese Spread is the dip that brings everyone together to celebrate graduations and the close to a great school year. And it goes well with crackers, meats, soups, and more. How could you consider throwing a party without it? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's Cheese Spread. No graduation party is complete without it.
Noticing more dust at home? It may be time for duct cleaning from Bryant. Breathe easy and healthy. Call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Are you a fan of local wine, craft beer, cider, or spirits? Don't miss SIP Nebraska's 12th anniversary celebration May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park and join others who share your passion for great drinks. Enjoy unlimited tastings, live music, delicious food, artisans, and lawn games as you celebrate Nebraska's vibrant beverage industry. And when you find one you love, you can buy a bottle to take home. Choose your ticket package at sipnebraska.com. The SIP Nebraska Spring Festival, a Blur event, May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park in Ashland.
Out here on Nebraska's calm, welcoming waters, fishing is a breeze. It's the sweet spot where solo anglers find quiet before the catch, families reel in memories, and first-timers discover what makes fishing so special. From the Panhandle to the Platte, the best fishing happens here, beneath Nebraska skies. Get started at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome to The Drive with AD Raff and Amon Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska eSports coach, Amon Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back. Happy Cinco de Mayo to you. It's a beautiful day here in the capital city. Nick and Raff, this is going to be a day I'm working from the deck today again.
That's a shocker.
Yeah, I'm going to work from the deck again today. Put the umbrella up and pull out the laptop and go to work.
It feels like a day, Raffy, to where I would sit outside on the patio here at the mill, which I don't think people utilize enough. I'm going to say it now. I'm calling the people out that show up to the mill. We have a good contingent that consistently shows up down here to the mill on 11th. However, not enough people are utilizing the patio. Our guy Luke has actually wiped down everything. He wipes it down, disinfects everything, dusts it all, takes care of that area. And now that the weather's starting to warm up, you know what? I think I'm going to sit out on the patio and we're gonna enjoy the outdoor weather. And so, Raff, what is it in Huntsville right now? What's the weather like?
60, I think. It's not super sunny. It's kind of blah. 65 for the high today.
That's too bad.
We're looking at 65 right now, sunny with a high of 77.
Yeah.
And Raff, I know you guys had a series of storms and all sorts of crazy stuff just north of you, south of you, and it's just been crazy weather down there.
Yeah, no, I think the rain's finally going away, but yeah, this past weekend it rained and I thought I was going to have to build an ark, but we're good. We're good.
Raff's ark. There you have it. Guys, we do have a little bit of breaking news over about 45 minutes ago or so. Nebraska football received a commitment from a 2026 prospect. Comes from somewhat of their own backyard in Elkhorn North linebacker Jace Reynolds, a 3-star linebacker. He commits to the Huskers. Jace Reynolds had a couple of offers. Certainly, like I said, a 3-star linebacker from Elkhorn North High School. He's a 2026 guy. His size is listed 6'2", 206. Had some offers from some regional schools like the usual ones. Northwestern was involved, Kansas State, Air Force, Navy. So a couple of the academies were involved there. But Nebraska is able to go into Omaha and take away a 3-star linebacker in the form of Jace Reynolds to their class in 2026.
You know, Nebraska's only offered so far in that class only 3 with as far as in-state players for 2026 class. And you look up what that class is made up of now. Overall, you got, of course, Dayton Raiola, who's committed last year out of Beaufort, Georgia. Davion Bonwell-Witt out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, wide receiver.
That was good. That was smooth.
Yeah, that was very lucky.
That was smooth.
Now watch me screw it up. C.J. Brownie? No, Brunell.
Yeah, C.J. Brunell. That's the one where I will say Nebraska is going to have to fight off a lot of suiters.
A lot.
C.J.
in Florida at that.
Yeah, he's based out of Florida, committed to the Huskers almost a full year ago at this point. Maybe not. About November, 7 months ago. But he's a guy, top 100 player, defensive back, that the Huskers 7th best player out of the state of Florida. But defensive back, like I said, committed just the day after Thanksgiving on to the Huskers. And Nebraska was in on him early. He's somebody that he's, as a 2026 guy, started out as a 3-star. Nebraska went down to Florida, saw him, offered him, was one of the first, if not the first, to offer CJ. Ends up getting the commitment pretty early on in the cycle. Now there's all these guys that are coming, all these universities that are coming to the services of CJ Bernal, where he comes into Penn State's involved. We saw Florida State, the former Husker assistants themselves, paid him an in-home visit. There's a lot of heavy suitors that are trying to get to the door and trying to get CJ to decommit from Nebraska and maybe rethink his selection. Nebraska, Addison Williams and John Butler just visited him a couple of days ago, so you have that involved there. But ultimately, Nebraska still has his commitment to where it stands right now, but it's going to be one of those where they're going to have to continue to fight off some other bigger name programs. North Carolina, Bill Belichick is involved. Still weird to say that. Bill Belichick in North Carolina is involved. But
just saying that, Raff,
right?
It's
crazy,
right, man.
But yeah, so that's the prized possession though of that 2026 class.
Yeah, so far you got one from Florida, of course, CJ. We talked about one from Georgia, one from Nebraska, and South Dakota. Position breakdown, of course, one quarterback, one wide receiver, one linebacker, one defensive back. And so this is a good take. He tweeted on House Fawcett put it on his. He tweeted here. Staying home, let's do it, Husker Nation. And with all these, Raff and Nick too, you're like, yes, but it's like, I'll wait.
Yeah.
For the very reason you just explained, Nick. I mean, Raff, what's your gut? What's your not your gut, of course. What's your feelings on the early commitments this early in this current landscape of collegiate sports that we're in?
Yeah, I think you're happy that we have that commitment early, but in today's world, it's not over until basically they step foot onto campus that first day. So, I mean, it's good that we're getting those commits. It's good to see, the guys that are committing, that are going out and recruiting. That I think that shows that there's a lot of, say the word maybe pride, in the program. So I don't know. It's a tough world that we live in these days, because even when you're committed, you're not totally committed. So it's just one of those things. Now that you've got the commitment, now you got to continue to recruit every single day.
It goes back, guys, to my thought of, if you do things correctly and you're not BSing kids and you're pretty, upfront with your word and what your vision is, if they leave, you're going to be okay. I think that we got to get to a point, and this is the hardest part, I think, from a Nebraska fan standpoint, because Nebraska is so diehard and they are so invested emotionally before they even step foot on campus. We get so, Nebraska fans get so invested, and it comes across as a negative time and time again. But this is where it can come back to bite you, is when you do get so emotionally invested before they even show up to campus, and you blend that with the current landscape of college football where there's so much fluidity. It can feel like a personal attack on the program if guys change their destinations. And it can feel like Chicken Little, the sky is falling, the world is ending, it's over. Nebraska football, and this happens in a lot of other places too, they just got to get to a point to where if they lose a commitment, or if they have to move on, or a guy enters the portal, it can't be seen as like the end of the world. That's one of Nebraska's biggest issues is, and this isn't like, once again, this is not just solely a Nebraska problem. I think this is a lot of institution and universities problems. Not to say that there aren't important recruits, but ultimately at the end of the day, if we just talked about, you have the right staff in place, you do your job, and you don't really have anything to hide, you're going to be able to put together a competitive product. And that's what all you can ask for, really.
Yeah. And I get that standpoint. And that is the way to look at it. But then you're looking at, these Nebraska fans for all the years, what is like their greatest thing is their love for Nebraska football, but also, the way they link on to players. And like, you have like the Rex Burkheads of yesteryear. You have these players of yesteryear that, there's still so much love for these players. And now you're being told, well, you might have them for a year and then they might go out. And I think that's just that dagger in Nebraska fans' hearts, because that allegiance through all those years. And it sucks, but like you said, that's just the way it is now.
And I'm not trying, like AD Raff, I'm not trying to tell, and I know you guys know this, I'm not trying to tell Husker fans how to be a fan. Like, fan the way you want to fan. I'm good with it. And I fully agree with you, Raff, on the, like, that's what makes Nebraska great. We say it time and time again that is what makes Nebraska so special, is because they do draw this emotional connection before they even step foot on campus. And we hear that, right? Like, that's one of the things that Nebraska really hangs their hat on. But what I'm getting at is understand the potential outcomes and understand that, that is the situation that we might be in, to where if Trey Taylor decommits, or if CJ Brunau decommits, whatever it might be, just understand like that's a possibility. It's so much like a long distance relationship, it feels like, because this dude is out in Illinois, Husker fans love him, and it's like, okay, I promise, Trey, I'll move to you in 2 years, or you'll move to me in 2 years. Right. But we just got to get through this 2 years. Right. We got to get through that. We got to limp to 2027. We got to limp there. But in reality, it's like, there's suitors that are knocking down the door there, and there's people that are trying to get into our doors here.
Let me ask you guys this. you look at the young man that just committed. Was it Trey that just committed?
Trey Taylor.
Just committed. Let's say by 2027, what he may have been asked right now.
Yeah.
Let's say there's legislation that gets passed. Let's say there's a CBA at that time. All of these things impact what you just described, Nick, and what you described, Raff, in that there's so many unknown factors in this liquid landscape, man.
And Raff, like if I'm sitting there, let's hypothetically say that he would have committed to Illinois. Let's say he didn't do the whole like, nope, I'm not staying home. Let's throw the hat off to the side, Nebraska. Like, let's say he commits to Illinois.
And they would still take him.
Well, they would. But I'm saying, would you expect Nebraska staff to stop recruiting him?
Nope.
No, because you know why? They look at it. Bill actually told the story on Friday. It was kind of interesting. He told the story on Friday about, it was the guy from LSU that I can't think about, or I can't think of.
Receiver?
It was a receiver.
Jefferson?
No, it was somebody later than that. Anyway, but he was talking. I want to say the name Kyron Lacey, but I don't think that's the right one. That he committed about a year and a half before signing day, and he talked about how he committed to Georgia, and Ed Orgeron walked into the meeting and said he's going to be committed to LSU. He's like he's not going to Georgia. He's going to be at LSU. And so I'm like sitting there going, yeah, you know what? If you're Illinois or if you're LSU or if you're A&M in that top 4, you're saying your mindset, if you truly feel good about what Trey Taylor can do, or any recruit for that matter can do for you, you're going into that meeting room and saying, all right, guys, yeah, he verbally committed to Nebraska, but he doesn't sign until 2020, late 2026. We got a year and a half to change this thing.
I'll tell you what else. Raff, go ahead, man.
Well, no, I was also going to say too, I hope and I pray this does not happen, but say Nebraska has a really rough year next year.
Go ahead, brother.
The vultures are going to be coming, because you're going to have those guys telling, hey, you're not going to know if Dana Holgerson or Matt Rule is going to be at that program come a year or two. You might want to, go somewhere where we got the winds going and rolling. So I hope that does not happen, but I could definitely see, that hot seat warm up a little bit next year with a rough year.
Yeah.
Raff, it's crazy you said that, because I was thinking that exact same thing, because in 2 years, and it goes to what you always say, Nick, we alluded to basketball a couple weeks ago now, almost 2 months ago. Just win. You can have all the nice facilities and things you want, or not have the nice facilities.
Yeah.
If you win, wins cover a multitude of dents in the armor.
Yep.
If you win. So, Raff, to your point, when you win games, even if you do change OCs, obviously that's a big thing. But if you're winning, man, it sure helps the argument.
It's interesting, because this just kind of popped in my head, so who knows where I'm going to go with this thought. But I want to get your guys' kind of reaction to this. We say that statement, we say that blanket statement of winning takes care of all. But I don't know if Nebraska fans, if myself specifically, I'll say it myself as a spectator of the program, bless you. I don't know if I truly understand what winning at a high level can do for a football program. I don't know if Nebraska fans truly grasp, and this isn't like anything against them, it's because Nebraska hasn't won at a high level. Like, what would it look like here? And it's hard for us to fathom in the current landscape. We know, you guys know what it would, not we, you guys know what it was like in 1995 or 96 with that current college landscape. So you have a sliver of an idea, but in today's world with NIL and the investment, and we know how much there is for Nebraska football, the zest, the love for Husker football. I don't know if Nebraska was winning at a level like Georgia or winning at a level like Ohio State. I don't know if we can truly sit here and grasp what it would feel like.
Well, here I'm not gonna push back. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna put a little more onto what you're saying, because what you're saying is the truth.
Do you see where I'm coming from? We know, there's a lot of Husker fans out there that's like, man, I want to get back to what it was feeling like in the 90s. But in this current landscape, it's not going to feel that same way. You're going to get a sliver of that. But with the way you have to operate on a day-to-day basis now, that fluidity doesn't change.
Yeah, I would say winning is winning regardless. However, the way that they have to win is totally different now.
And the ability...
You would see a Tommy Fraser for 4 years.
Yeah, the ability to sustain the success is what... That's what I was saying is like, if Nebraska can sit here, Raff, if we were able to sit here and be like, this is what we know Nebraska's going to do. Ohio State's able to sit there and be like, yeah, you know what? They're going to have another 10-win season. They're going to be in the college football playoff. They're going to be in the hunt for the Big Ten championship. That's their mentality. I don't know if we can grasp that in this world of so much instability. If Nebraska was a program that is able to sustain success, I don't know if we can really sit here on May 5th, 2025 and put that into words of what it would feel like.
I would say Nebraska, only because obviously the drought that we have had as far as being the top echelon of college football. But I would say that challenge is just as equal as challenging for the other 130 plus teams that are out there as well.
Sure.
Because to your point, it's such a different landscape, Nick.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Raff?
I keep on thinking, back to the way it used to be, but just like the abundances, like of everything when Nebraska was rolling and on top. I mean, it was everything was coming, material stuff. It was coming in, you had all the ranchers out in Western Nebraska, they were giving money to the program. There were buildings going up left and right. I always say if Nebraska starts winning, it'd be crazy to see, what the, then you start like, hopefully there is no CBA, because I think you'd see an influx of a lot of money come into the university with more wins.
You know what, Raff? I'll say this before we put a bow on this real quick. We got a couple minutes, but I'll read this by Big B first, because I think the NIL is going to be a poker game now. Who's drawing what card and what cards you have face down, and who can have a poker face when it's coming to having a good hand, if it makes sense. Makes total sense, my man. I was watching, this was last week. Like I said, me and Steyer in the weight room at the same time. And I was taking a pause during my work, and I was watching Steyer just go at it so hard. I mean, he's still lifting it. Obviously he's not 3+ anymore, but Brandon Steyer is still in great shape.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, when Steyer came here, he knew I got 4 years, maybe 5, because he red shirts. And he was one of the best to play here. Had a very long pro career. Those days are done for the most part.
Yeah.
You have to think that way, Raff. Wouldn't you think? I mean, because a guy like Steyer's pedigree, and I'm looking at him over at we don't do that crazy stuff anymore. We still live somewhat heavy, and Brandon's in great shape, and we're talking about our injuries and things like that. His from playing, me from sitting, getting beat up by the scout team. But nevertheless, they're injuries. How you got them. But we're just thinking, you're going to have some guys, of course, Raff, that'll stay. But to your point, the way that you and I grew up watching football is over.
Yeah.
It's just the bottom line. It's over. We're not going to see that anymore. You hope, and Nick, to your point, that's why you have contingency plans, because what?
Of course.
If this kid doesn't, now you always had them, but now even more so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just find it fascinating, because we sit here. I don't know. I'm a big thinker, and I can't always, maybe radio's not good for me, because I can't always formulate what is always going in my head of the wheels spinning, and I can't just spit it out. But what I'm getting at is, we know what success felt like back in the 90s, or at least you guys do. I know what success was for Nebraska as a top 15 team in the country in the late 2000s, 2009 to 2012. I understand that feeling. But in this day and age of college football, if Nebraska was able to, it can build a program the way we talk about Husker volleyball, in the way that we view just not even a dynasty. It doesn't even have to be championships. What I'm saying is sustainable success for more than 3 years in a row at a time. I don't know if I can formulate or understand what this place would feel like during football season. It feels spectacular during an 8-win season, Raff. What if you're going on year 4 in a row of having 10 or 11 wins?
Yeah. Well, remember kind of how you felt on volleyball day in Nebraska when they had the full house for the volleyball. That's pretty much how it felt when Nebraska was rolling national championships.
And that was, this is not, I don't think this is too far to say this. That was transcendent.
Yeah. Yep. And that's the way it felt.
That is a transcendent experience to see you. I mean, when you're talking about the Devaney, and this is not me downplaying the environment at all, Devaney or PBA, when you get, whether it's 9,000 in Devaney or whether it's 15,000 in PBA or even 8,000 at Hawks Field, I mean, it's pretty electric. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But to get 85,000 or whatever it's going to be now, 82,000 with the seat changes, like to get that many people together, it is special.
Yeah.
And if you can just piggyback sustainable success for multiple seasons in a row, it's just like, what could it be? What could it look like? What could it feel like? And I think it's really tough for us to put into words. We can sit here and hem and haw all day about what we think it would be like, but I think whatever assumptions or hypothesis or thought that we come up with, it's gonna come up a little short.
Well, you think too, like Nebraska football was the epicenter of college football for 5 to 7 years. Even in today's world, when I meet people that have never been to Memorial Stadium, they don't come up and say, well, I want to go to Memorial Stadium and see it because so-and-so's on there. They're like, I want to go there because that's where Tommy Frazier played at. That's where Grant Wistrom played at. That's where, that's how transcendent it is. It's 30 years since those guys have even stepped on the field down there. And the reason they want to go to this stadium is because that's where they played at.
Hey, Hizzlebear on the text line says, we were a top 10 team under Mike Riley. I guarantee you that my alcohol consumption was at an all-time high for the first half of the year. Even though it was a fraudulent 7-0, Nebraska was still 7-0. I think there's a chance we see something similar to that this year, right? Not necessarily the fraudulent part, but I think we see something similar to where, here I go, May 5th, schedule talk. Nebraska starts off well. And it's like, Nebraska starts off well. We know now Michigan's going to be without their head coach for their game against the Huskers. It's just one of those things of we talk ourselves into excitement and what it could feel like. But once again, I can't put the descriptive word of sustainable success over the course of 3, 4, 5 seasons. I mean, how jealous are we of like Ohio State right now? Not of the program, but just of the feelings that they get to experience, the emotions that they get to experience.
I'll say this, we'll put a bow on it and hop to our next break. I would say people under the age of 35 is about right, to where they've never, they've never experienced it before, so they don't know what they're missing.
Yeah.
Those over 35 and plus, there's a great movie called Trading Places.
Oh, yeah.
And Eddie Murphy is talking to Dan Aykroyd. He goes, it occurs to me the best way to turn rich people miserable, is to make them poor people. Because you know what you missed, you know what you had, you know what you experienced. Raff, you and I, and not just excluding it, but anybody that's over the age of 35, we've seen the richness of Nebraska football. We've experienced astronomical success. We've got multiple national championships. We're in the conversation for championships, and then to have it taken away. And I'm not saying taken away by decisions and individuals, etc.
Yeah,
you know what it feels like to be on top, and looking up from the bottom. It makes it more miserable. If you've never had it, you don't know what you're missing.
You're looking up at the elevator shaft, Raff, going, "This sucks."
Yes.
It sucks.
The ones that are older, we know what that pinnacle looks like, what it feels like, what it tastes like, and it's like, dang it.
Yeah.
Well, I keep on saying too, constantly, at any other program in the country, if you'd put up the records that Nebraska's put up over the last 5 to 10 years, there would be 20,000 people every game. And then Nebraska still sells out. Say what you want about how they do it, that they're able to put that many people in the crowd every single week for this long, going through what they would. It's unreal to me. And that just shows you how transcendent Nebraska football was back in the 90s.
And I would say, to add into, we played a style of football that was so much out of the norm at the time too. What I mean by everybody's talking about the run and gun, the Steve Spurrier air show, and Nebraska said, that's nice. We're going to punch you in the face over and over and make you like it.
Let me ask you this. You just mentioned transcendent, and this might sound kind of morbid, and I don't, here we are on a Monday. Raff, do you worry the farther we get away from that Nebraska will get away from that? About filling the stands? Not because there's disinterest.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is people my age and around my age, we have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't. Sure, it's transcendent, but the transcendent years for me, we're watching Zach Lee go up and try to go up and down the field in 09.
Well, see, that's where like me and AD, like for all those years that we were struggling, we still had that.
Yeah.
Of us. And now it's funny, like when I speak to like kids your age, the little ADs, Keno's kids, sorry, But when I talk to you guys, you guys never felt that. Like,
No.
I've talked about, John Elway a million times. You never even saw John Elway play a game. You weren't even born yet. I mean,
that's better for it.
So
He can't help it, Raff.
I'm sorry, Raff. I'm sorry, Raff.
Raff, you want to throat punch him real quick, dog?
Yeah.
Just
no,
right.
but
no,
that's where we were deluded for all those, for 15 years after Solich was let go, and we were going through all those years with Callahan. We were still living off the Tom Osborne years, and then when things were getting really bad, under Riley, we were still living under,
So here's a question for the text line, and we'll go to break right after this. Question for the text line, and we'll get the answers on the other side.
Yeah, we definitely got to keep,
because we have used the word transcendent a lot, and I think it's an accurate representation. Who was the player? Regardless, throw in your age if you'd like to as well. Who was that transcendent player for you?
Oh, me and T.
Because I mean,
Dang it,
come
my
on.
bad. I was going to say me and Raff. I'm going to set up. Me and Raff. Look, go ahead.
Either way, because who was that transcendent? I gotta get. Anyway, who was that transcendent player for you? Because I think we're gonna see people that are above the age of 35
in any sport.
Yeah, in any sport,
and not just Nebraska.
Age, hey, I'm Nick. I'm age 24. The player that's transcendent for me growing up, whether it's growing up or whether you're an adult. I think it'll be really fascinating because we'll start to see not only the difference in generations, but 35 and up, 30s and ups. It might say, yeah, you know what, Tommy Frazier or this guy, right, or Reggie Bush. My generation, we're gonna say Michael Vick and with the Falcons. Like, if we want to go professional side, I just told you, like, Roy Halu and Randy Gregory and Ndamukong Suh are the transcendent people. It's like we're gonna really see the difference in caliber, but based on a couple of years. And so I think that's a really good place to maybe take a break.
Oh, we're halfway there. Living on a Husker prayer.
No, is that the music for the break?
That was a bad version of Bon Jovi. We'll be back to talk more.
Get ready for the largest dirt late model event in Nebraska, race fans. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is heading to Eagle Raceway's High Bank Heist on Thursday, May 15th through Saturday, May 17th. See the greatest dirt late model stars in the country compete for $10,000 to win on both Thursday and Friday, and an enormous $50,000 to win 75-lap main event on Saturday. The High Bank Heist, May 15th through May 17th at Eagle Raceway. For more info, visit eagleraceway.com. Let's go Lucas Oil Late Model Racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Noticing more dust at home? It may be time for duct cleaning from Bryant. Breathe easy and healthy. Call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
At Planet Fitness, we're declaring it. This is the year of getting stronger, and you can get started now by saving when you join today. We have all the best-in-class equipment you could ever need, and you can work out your way on your time at any convenient location near you. Most open 24 hours. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save. Just $1 down, $15 a month.
Find your nearest club and join today. Deal ends Friday, May 16th.
See Home Club for details.
The end of the school year is drawing near, which means graduation parties are coming soon. Are you prepared for hosting? Führer's Cheese Spread is the dip that brings everyone together to celebrate graduations and the close to a great school year. And it goes well with crackers, meats, soups, and more. How could you consider throwing a party without it? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's Cheese Spread. No graduation party is complete without it.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's schwisow.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Support Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach on Give to Lincoln Day. Your gift will be received by a portion of Lincoln Community Foundation's matching fund. Homelessness is a complex problem facing our community. By working together, we can find solutions. Your donation for Give to Lincoln Day moves us closer to ensuring that everyone in Lincoln has a safe place to sleep at night. Because of your generosity, hope lives here. Give anytime through May 29th at givetolincoln.com.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Amon Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back, folks.
Indeed.
Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take the Huskers' hands. We'll make it, we swear. Oh, living on a prayer.
Okay, we're done there. We're done there. Anyway, that was actually really catchy. This segment brought to you by our friends at Renew. Call or text Nate, Eric, or David 402-833-3858, or you can visit Renew online at renewyourauto.com. Raff, what do they do best?
Everything.
That's right. Body shop, ceramic coatings, window tinting, spray and bed liners, paintless dent repair, rust proofing and undercoating, along with so much more. Give Nate, Eric, or David a text or a call today. That phone number, 402-833-3858, or you can learn more online at renewyourauto.com and see what Renew can do for you. One-Eyed Ray asked on the text line, was that a sigh at the end? Maybe after all that. We have a lot of great entries.
Before we go, Hizzlebear says, sounds like AD heard a bad version of EDM at Bon Jovi at Farrell's this morning. I actually wear my headphones.
Do you?
When I'm working out at Farrell's. And I listen to the I have one headphone on, one headphone off.
Okay.
I listen to you guys for like this morning I didn't. Sometimes I listen to you guys, but I just listen to music.
I have an issue with the AirPods. The only issue is that they're the noise cancellation ones. And so like it sucks, it's like a suction in your ear. So you just wear one, but the only problem is with the AirPods, at least the version that I have, if you start talking, it'll turn the music down because it thinks you're talking outside.
Gotcha.
So it'll hear the outside noise and think that I'm talking. And so then it'll just turn my music off.
Nick, here's one thing, because you're a serious workout guy.
Oh, I'm a big workout.
Dude, you look good, man.
Thank you.
Here's what I would advise you. Get the Rocks headphones.
I can't. I got like 15 pairs of headphones.
No, these are strictly workout. You literally can wash the earpieces on them.
Really?
Because that fabric, you can wash them. Because mine smell like straight dirty feet.
I bet. Did you shower after working out today?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. I was wondering why there's not a stench in the studio, and so that's why I appreciate it. No. Okay. Look at this. Look at this. Okay. Okay.
What time is it, Raff? You know what time it is?
Yeah, get it. Yeah. I wish AG was here today.
Nick, stop.
I'm getting nervous.
Come on, tell me to do it again.
It's time for a commercial break.
Put them up.
Yeah. Okay.
You know who that
AG would have been here today, who would have had a flex off.
Remember that commercial, the guy flexing doing traffic? Okay, back to the stories at hand.
Anybody else awkward?
Transcendental players.
Raff, you're lucky you're not here right now.
Nick kept looking at Marm. He was like, AD, that's terrible. Do it again.
Easy. Okay. Blaspheme. Not true.
Okay, here we go. Claytonia John. We built this city on rock and roll.
Let's talk about transcendent players. IQ Crew kicks us off, says for him, IQ Crew, Tiger, Jordan, and Elway. Raff and I grew up in the best decades of all sports. Fullback Trap says Corey Schlesinger. He is 46 years old.
Fullback Trap, I agree.
Fullback Trap is Cody from Broken Bow, age 28. How about this one? This is right up my alley, my friend. He says Nate Swift, Ndamukong Suh, Rex Burkhead for Nebraska. For professional sports, LaDainian Tomlinson. That's right up my alley.
Cody from Broken Bow. It's funny because my son, little AD, will be 27 in August. He loved LT as a kid at a jersey. Yeah, I love that.
Ohio Huskers says Dan Marino for him. Eric Dickerson, Mike Rozier as well. Big B says I'm age 56 and it's Michael Jordan for me in C League Rec basketball. We all wanted to be him.
He's not lying. Cigar Guy says Reggie White. Another good one.
That is a good one. Sorry, a couple more I want to get to. Matt Hop says, I just turned 37. Amon was that player for me. Playing in the yard at grandma's, I used to impersonate AG taking a pitch around the corner, straight down the sideline, and I'd truck whoever got in the way.
Just like Colorado.
Yeah, there you go. We have another one that says, hey, Nick, it was Mike Rozier for the Huskers, John Elway for the Pro.
Smart guy.
Raff said that's my guy.
Yeah, smart guy. Age 56. We have I Am Hip and Earl Campbell for age 56. Old Dad 34. My most transcendent player was Tommy Frazier, and I'm 50. Yeah, that's crazy. One-Eyed Ray. Or no, sorry. Claytonia John. AD built the city. Yeah, you said Reggie White. JR says Tom Rathman. Tommy gives it a Ken Griffey Jr.
Scooter from Roca.
Yeah, there's a lot of Bob Thornton.
Number 17, because he let me go in the locker room after the game. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I just find it interesting because I think it shows a lot of just different generations, because mine are very different. Very different.
Who would be yours in basketball, you would say, for you?
So this is actually going to be really bad. Mine would be probably 2009 Derrick Rose, where he won Rookie of the Year and MVP the same season with the Chicago Bulls.
He was a freak.
That year with Derrick Rose. I mean, sure, like in terms of like best player, LeBron, right? During my time, I'm not saying better than Jordan. That's not what I'm getting at. What I'm saying though is best during my time would be LeBron. I think back to those instances of watching like the Celtics and Lakers go off in the finals and stuff, to where it'd be, you'd have Ray Allen and Paul Pierce in their prime, and then you had Kobe in his prime with Shaq on the Lakers. Like, I think about those times as well, but like to see a guy at his age, during my age, as a Chicago Bulls fan, Derrick Rose does that for me.
I'm going to read the rest of these real fast. Dan from Canopy, good morning. He was Dr. J. Absolutely. Unknown texter 0598, 49 Magic Johnson when he made the hook shot against Celtics in the playoffs. Oh, absolutely. That was nostalgic. Absolutely. Unknown texter 8661 goes, if Tim Duncan ain't on the list, I don't want it. You're exactly right. He was amazing. Husker Field 28, Nate Swift, Marlon Lucky, some of my favorite players ever.
Oh, Marlon Lucky.
Yes, indeed.
Man.
He was yeah. 3764 says Baron Miles, Quintores Lopez Jones, a.k.a. Julio.
Nick Saban was asked, there was just an interview done with Nick Saban a couple of days ago that I saw, that he was on some podcast, and it had nothing to do with the NIL stuff, but he was on some podcast and he was asked the question, who's your favorite players you've ever coached? And Julio Jones was the first one that he mentioned.
Yep.
Julio Jones was the first one he mentioned. The other ones were Reuben Foster that were on that list as well, Derrick Henry. But the first one that he mentioned was Julio and stuff. So I thought that was pretty interesting when you think about all the guys that he coached. Corey Ross and Randy Moss for Riley W. There's a lot of interesting ones on there. Who's it for you guys before we go to break?
Raff, who's yours in basketball, football? We'll go basketball and football, Raff. Who are those two for you? We know the football one. But.
Yeah.
Well, so football actually for college football. I want to do college football because I had two transcendents.
Yep. Yeah.
Turner Gill, because when he came in, he kind of gave that light to that Oklahoma rivalry that we could beat Oklahoma. I don't know what it was with him, just his persona. So Turner Gill, and it felt we could win every single game with him. And then Tommy Frazier, when he came in, it felt like after that 91 game against Georgia Tech, Nebraska football, it kind of had a stale feeling to it that we were good, but we just couldn't win championships. And Tommy brought in that championship mentality. Football, of course, we know Elway. Basketball, it's really crazy is when I was a little kid, I was not a Michael Jordan fan, but now I look back at it and then I just see how transcendent that he was. So I'll go Michael Jordan, even though I was not a fan as a kid.
Is that just because now that you're older, wiser, you're able to maybe understand like the appreciation for it? You understand it now?
I think that's what it was. I think also too was like being such a big Elway fan, and he was having trouble winning championships at that time, that mid 90s area. And then you see Jordan ripping them off. So I think that's probably, he was just like title, 3, and then he retires, come back 3 more. And I'm like, this guy wins every stinking year. Can Elway at least get one? So
yeah.
Riley W. Good morning. Says Corey Ross and Randy Moss. Unknown texter 8661 again says Colt McCoy could have been the greatest CFP player of all time. He was. I
got one from Texas. If we're gonna use Texas, and this might piss some people off. Jordan Shipley.
Yeah.
Jordan Shipley, the wide receiver.
He was a bad boy.
He and Colt McCoy together. How about this one from Oklahoma? This is gonna really make some Husker fans mad. Do you guys remember Ryan Broyles?
Oh yeah, wide receiver.
Ryan Broyles was so good. Justin Blackmon, which a sad situation with his whole current state. Yeah. But Justin Blackmon was one of the best college receivers. I mean, man, there was some fun ones. Who's yours, AD?
Mine is really quick in Nebraska football. Mine would definitely. I got a couple guys growing up just because of the age would be Turner Gill, because Turner Gill was the first. He was the one that coined the name AD. He's the one that started calling me AD. So Turner. And obviously Frazier, roommate, buddy, all the rest of that stuff. In basketball, it's MJ.
Yeah.
And in football, my favorite guy growing up, I mean, Lynn Swann, being a Steelers guy, he was poetic in motion as far as that, poetry in motion. Folks, we are pressed on time. We are going to take a quick. Go ahead, Nick.
I'm sorry. It's crazy. We can go up right against the clock because Adam's going to be here. But
awesome.
But what I was going to say is no. I'm saying we'll take a break.
Okay,
he's going to be a couple minutes. But it's fascinating to see, like from my standpoint, because with basketball and Michael Jordan, like that's the universal one. How many people just texted in and how many people didn't text in that are thinking this, and you guys too, of like, that's universal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where if you ask 25, 24-year-olds, hey, who was the transcendent player for you in college football? You're going to probably get 20 different answers. It's just, I don't know if it's a social media thing. I don't know if it's just I maybe also there's just truly one of a kind.
Nick, here's why, and this is my humble opinion. The conversation with Kobe and Jordan is not even an issue for me. It's not even a debate.
Yeah.
Jordan hasn't played a basketball game in 20 years. And yet there's guys your generation. You put the shoes and social media, but his game, you talking about transcendent. If we're talking basketball, in my humble opinion, he's the epitome. There's a picture of him in the dictionary saying, transcendent.
Well, I think,
we still discuss him. He's still the one you compare to.
You still rock the shoes. You still rock the brand. You got the Jordan logo that everybody knows. I mean, it's universal, transcendent. It is the epitome of it.
Think about this. Name me another athlete whose logo is another sport compared to the one they played in.
And I would love, I would tell you this right now. I would love if Nebraska went to Jordan Brand.
Oh, my goodness.
Nebraska went to Jordan Brand?
You think I wear Husker gear now?
Those Oklahoma unis are clean. I don't care. I don't care if it's a Sooner, Boomer, Sooner. I don't care. Those Michigans are clean.
North Carolina.
There is something about that Jordan logo that makes you feel like a dog.
Because what it stands for. He transcended it.
Which Jordan logo are we using? The Michael Jordan or the Jordan Hudson?
We're going to break.
Yep,
ladies
time
and gentlemen.
to head. Time to hit a break.
We'll be back.
We'll see if Raff's back.
Hey, Husker Nation. This is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top-quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at WindowWorldLincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to SmokingGunJerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Let's talk about trading up. Not what you're thinking. You could never trade her in, but you can trade up her stone if you like. Signify the growth of your love, the challenges you have overcome, or any part of your love journey by trading up her diamond. Whether it's been 5 years, 25 years, or 50. Say it with a bling. Big love, big bling. We got you. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth. 93.7 The Ticket. Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Amon Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back for the last segment on this beautiful Monday morning. Cinco de Mayo to you and yours.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Yes.
That's just, hey, Raff, May the 5th. That's all it said. Cinco de Mayo, May the 5th to you.
I think in context, I think they probably knew what I was discussing.
Probably. But it's
after
okay.
the show, Raff, if you don't see Nick on the text line, you're going to know why, because I'm going to throat punch him real quick.
Well, it's because I'm just ignoring.
No. Yeah. I may or may not be on tomorrow. Like I said, I'm still trying to find out from my client. I told Nick that, Raff. He goes, oh, so how long do you know about this? I mean, he was giving me like the third degree. I'm like, hey, man. I didn't know.
AD goes, I might not be on tomorrow. I got a speaking engagement in Kearney that I got to nail down the time. I'm like, man, first off, how long did you know about this? And he's like, oh, it's been planned for about 6 months. I was like, okay, cool. So you're going to let me know about 24 hours in advance. This is awesome.
So, Sir Nick Faldo, the client gave me they kept changing the times, and now I'm just like confused on it. So I sent her an email last night from the deck. Imagine that.
Oh, yeah.
About 10 o'clock. Can you send me an email back, just confirm the time? Because if I got like 3 or 4 times, now if I was obviously flying someplace, I would have definitely been nailed down. But it's Kearney, so
just let me know what time the driver picks me up.
No.
Oh,
maybe
wow.
right tonight.
Yeah.
So it'll be sometime. So I'll find out. I'll let you guys know early because I definitely need to hear back from that. But
just let us know. A couple minutes before the show starts.
Yeah, I'll let you know about 8:57.
Just let me know.
You know what I'm gonna do, Nick?
Oh, here we go. This will be funny.
I'm gonna literally call you at 4 a.m. when my clock goes off. I'm just.
I don't think you should.
And I'm just gonna hang up.
That's fine.
I'm gonna hang up.
That's fine. I know where you live. I ain't scared of Louis.
Louis would attack you with hugs.
No, I was gonna say, yeah. Attack is not the right word for Louis.
He would attack you with hugs.
He would. Let's see, what would he do?
He'd roll his back.
Yeah. Hey,
you got a
here
treat?
I am. Yeah,
all you have to do with Louis if you come to my house, treat. He'd be like, Paul.
Yeah,
Paul.
right.
He would sit and give you a paw.
my favorite thing is those videos of just like acting like an intruder to see what my dog would do, and the dog just like sits on the couch and just looks at this dude in a ski mask, and it's like.
The last time I worked, you told me to bloop, 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 bloop.
Yeah, right. It's just the dog rolls over on the back like, hey, welcome to the humble abode.
Louis wouldn't do nothing. He barks when like the doorbell rings, and he goes out there and he wags his butt, just wants to be petted.
Yeah.
He wouldn't do nothing.
Yeah. Hey, I see you got 10 fingers. Put them on me.
Oh my God.
Anyway, Raff, what do you got today, Raffy?
Well, first off, let everyone know we're proudly sponsored by Doors Plus. If your garage door needs maintenance or you need an entirely new garage door, give Cameron Hall and his team a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus is locally owned and handles everything from residential or commercial garage doors, garage door openers, safety tune-ups, or custom design. Visit DoorsPlusLLC.com to learn more. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more. All right, everybody. Today's Raff's Good Take goes out to the birthday boy, Jack Russell. Jack, just a great dude, great guy, great father, great husband, great grandpa. But Jack, we talk about him, with the insurance company and stuff like that. But Jack is legitimately one of the nicest people that you will ever meet. Hope you have a very happy birthday, Jacko, and maybe I'll have a cigar with you here sometime soon. So happy birthday, Jack. You are Raff's good take.
Jack, happy birthday to you, brother. I echo everything Raff said. Maybe, Raff, you can have a Zoom call with him. You guys just look at each other and smoke cigars.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. Jack's a busy guy.
It'd be awfully creepy
Yeah,
to do
that
that.
would be.
But nevertheless, Jack, well, his club is not open on Monday, so he may not be golfing today, but maybe someplace else.
Yeah.
But Jack, I want to echo everything Raff said. I'm going to tell you something, man. There's, and not just these guys, but just because it's Jack's birthday, because Raff did the same. You know, my father's funeral was long. You know, African-American black funerals tend to be longer. But my dad being so high up in the church that he was, and how, throw that out, just how many people my father impacted. It was a long funeral. Jack and Raff were there from the beginning all the way until the end, to the graveyard. Those are things you don't forget. So, Jack, I love you. Not only he's a very good friend of mine, financial, taking care of my family, but just a good man. So, Jack, man, love you, appreciate you. Enjoy your 89th birthday, big dog.
Only one more year to go till you're 90.
Almost pressing that back nine, literally.
Well, I would love to know who's Jack's transcendent player was.
Bob Cousy.
Baby Ruth. I used to watch Babe Ruth back in the day.
Rock Newton.
Jimmy Fox played in 1933, and that was Jack's favorite player.
Jack won the Naismith Award, the guy who invented basketball.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Actually, I think I do know Jack's favorite Nebraska player. Van Bronson. Bronson.
Yeah, I think it might be.
Raffy, 10 seconds. Send it away.
All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Be nice to each other. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today. Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197. Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here, summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
National Electrical Safety Month is held every May to raise awareness about the importance of staying safe around electricity. Visit les.com/safety for safety tips on power lines, tree trimming, storms, and so much more.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.